Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Emma. You guys should definitely stick around if you like what you see. So for today's video, I kind of just wanted to sit down and just kind of talk about my college experience so far. I do get quite a few questions about college, and whenever I explain it in my videos, I do a really quick summary, and I feel like it never makes any sense. So I just want to sit down, explain. I have gotten questions about the application process, choosing a major, what school do I go to, all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to sit down, talk to you guys about it. So that's what I'm going to do. So to start off, I am definitely doing college very differently than most people do it, which I think makes it a little bit complicated because there's all these different components that go into my college education. So it's going to be a little bit complicated, but just kind of bear with me. I hope I can make it make sense to you guys. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. I was homeschooled for my entire life, which I have talked about. I actually have a video all about it, which I'll link below if you guys are interested. But I never went to real school. I was always homeschooled all the way up until I graduated high school, which was last year, April of 2017. And my whole senior year, I was not planning on going to college. I kind of just wanted to do a gap year. Thought about, nannying overseas or working full-time, kind of saving up money. So I wasn't planning to go to college, but in May of 2017, I just kind of realized that I wasn't done learning yet, and I felt like if I took a year off, it would be a lot harder to come back and to go to school for another 4 years. So I applied to college. I actually am going to a community college where you just get an associate's degree, which is just a 2-year degree. So I am from Cincinnati, and our main university here is the University of Cincinnati. And then they actually have 2 different community college branches, so I go to one of them. So I applied to the community college for a couple of reasons. One, I actually never took the ACT or the SAT, so I wasn't eligible to get into any other university. And 2, because the price is too good to beat. It's about $5,300 for an entire year of tuition. So it's a really affordable deal. Plus, I still was kind of unsure about the whole college thing, and never being in school, I didn't want to go to big university. I am more of an introvert. Actually, I'm definitely an introvert, so I don't like being around people all the time. I don't like partying, any of that kind of stuff. So I felt like it was just a really good option for me. I knew a lot of people who went there and who were going there, so I just kind of felt comfortable and content with kind of a transition from homeschooling to being around, 50 peers to a 3,000 person college, and then I'm going to move on to a 40,000 person college. So the application process, I honestly don't remember. I know I applied in May of 2017, and my original degree was in psychology, but a couple weeks in I realized I didn't want to do that, so I ended up switching to liberal arts. That's what they recommended for if you want to go on and get your bachelor's in communication, which is what I want to do. And since I didn't have SAT or ACT scores, I had to take an entrance exam, which they basically gave you an English essay prompt. So I wrote an essay, and then I had to do some math test thing. Both of them I passed, so I didn't have to take any remedial courses. So at my community college, we actually have the opportunity to take up to 6 credits at the main campus, which is in downtown Cincinnati. So that's what I did in the spring of this year. So I knew that I wanted to get my bachelor's in communication. And I'm also planning on minoring in marketing and possibly international business. So I wanted to get going on those, so I wouldn't be behind or anything, and I'm actually probably going to end up graduating a semester early, so just wanted to get going on that. So I took a communication class and then a philosophy class in the spring, and I'm still, those still count towards your gen eds for liberal arts, so they kind of double counted. I forget what that's called, but I forget where I'm going with this, but I was just kind of explaining that my community college allows us to take 6 credits at main campus. Doing the same thing in the fall. I'm taking a communication class and then a marketing class, and then I'm still taking my liberal arts core classes and gen eds at the community college. So obviously this is not how a lot of people go to college, especially if you're fresh out of high school, but I really enjoy going to the community college more than the main university. I just think that it's kind of cool to be surrounded by real people. In almost all of my classes so far, I've had, moms, dads, parents, they have kids, they have full-time jobs, and then there's also obviously people who are my age, but we're all working part-time or full-time, and I think it's just a much more like real life scenario. And I feel like at the main university campus, it's all college students. There are definitely like a couple older people, but it's mostly college students. Duh, it's college students. I don't know why I said that. I meant like 18 to 22-year-olds. And as I walk like up and down the streets and I'm in class overhearing conversations, I would say at least 75% of the conversations are about like parties, he said, she said, sororities, fraternities, all that kind of stuff, and I feel like that's just so shallow and I don't like it at all. So that's kind of why I like the community college a little bit more, just because it's more down to earth. Professors are so nice, they're so kind, and the classes, I just like love all of my classmates that I've been with. Like, it's just been a very positive experience. So when I tell people that, they're like, seriously? That's kind of weird, but I just think it's cool. Also, I was able to get a scholarship for my sophomore year, which I don't exactly know like how scholarships work for big universities. I feel like most people do get scholarships, but this one is pretty freaking cool, so I'm going to share it with you guys just because I'm super stoked about it. So freshman year, I had absolutely no clue that scholarships existed for this college, for the community college, until a financial advisor person came in and talked to my class, and she said that the last year they had like 7 or 8 applicants for scholarships, and she literally like had leftover money that she was trying to give away but couldn't find anyone because not enough people had applied. So right when that window opened up in December, I applied, and I think in the end of April this year, I emailed the financial advisor person lady, and I was like, hey, I haven't heard anything about scholarships, have you announced them, or should I like knock out my hopes and I didn't get one? And she was like, oh, Emma, like, I'm just finishing the paperwork, but I can tell you that you got a fantastic scholarship, and fantastic was in all caps. So I, of course, like, told my parents, and they were like, okay, like, I wonder how much it's gonna be. And I thought that $1,000 was, like, the top, and I think that's what my dad said too, maybe $1,500. But I actually received it last week, and I got a $6,000 scholarship, which is the highest at this, or my community college, which is awesome. Just so happened that liberal arts was a major that was required for the scholarship, so I'm not exactly sure what they looked at. I don't think a lot of people like major in liberal arts, so maybe that's why. But yes, I did receive $6,000, which actually covers my entire sophomore year tuition, because it's about $5,300 for the year, so I got more than enough to cover that, which I'm super excited about. It just takes like a pressure off your shoulder, and you're like, yes, like my hard work, my stress, my tears, like it's all paying off. And so I just thought that that was so cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys, because again, not trying to brag or anything, I just wanted to share. I also did ask you guys to leave me some questions on Instagram, so I'm just going to scroll through those quickly, because I feel like I kind of explained my college, like what I'm doing with my college career, and then there is one that's like a comparison of what I thought versus what it is, so I'm going to talk about that in a second too. So a lot of people asked if it was hard, and I will be honest, going into freshman year, I was so scared that I would be like underprepared because I was homeschooled and we didn't do like all the normal classes that people in, regular school had done. So I was a little bit intimidated, but I ended up doing really well my freshman year. I've gotten all A's and 1 B+ that I'm still very upset about. It was an 89.67, and she didn't round it to a 90 to get me that A-, so still a little upset about that. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's hard, but again, I'm only doing like gen eds and easier classes, so I've heard that junior and senior year is a lot more intense. Okay, I love this question. Someone asked, what is your advice for homeschoolers making the transition to college? And I honestly think that you are probably going to be scared. I was very scared kind of going into it. I was very nervous that, you know, my homeschool education had failed me and I wouldn't be ready, but that's just not the case whatsoever. So, I mean, it's okay to be like nervous and scared and anxious, but I think that you're gonna get adjusted pretty quickly. You're gonna meet people, you're gonna talk to your classmates. One other girl asked about making friends, and honestly, I have no advice for that. I don't think I've met like a solid friend from college at all in a year. I have friends I met them a different way. They all go to UC, but yeah, I met them a different way. So I think that if you are more introverted and you're a commuter, then making friends can be very, very challenging. But if you're extroverted or if you're living on campus, I think it's going to be a little bit easier because you're literally stuck with your roommates and your hallmates 24/7, so I think it's easier to form friendships. But yeah, I think just be open-minded. It's going to be a lot different than homeschooling, but I think it was a really good change for me, and it really forced me to grow, step outside my comfort zone. And I don't know, I'm really happy that I made the decision to go to college. Oh, I love this one. What was your favorite class that you took freshman year? I honestly am very, very happy to say that I enjoyed all of the classes I took freshman year. But I think my favorite, weirdly, was public speaking. And if you know me in real life, which obviously most of you guys don't, but I am very introverted. I don't talk. I don't like go out of my way to meet people, talk to people, all that kind of stuff. And so the fact that I literally looked forward to a public speaking class is just bizarre, but the professor was amazing. She is so sweet, so kind, so caring. And I also think it was really cool because I think there was only like 15 of us in the class, and we all got to know each other really well because we were getting up a couple times a month and talking in front of everyone and, you know, being vulnerable, sharing our stories and our experiences and all that kind of stuff. So I think you just get to know people a lot better. So I think that was my favorite class. So then a couple people asked about like expectations versus reality. So I never honestly really thought about college much because I wasn't planning on going for most of my senior year, some of my junior year too, I think. I think just going in, I thought that college was kind of a gimmick. You just had to spend all this money and go into all this debt just to get, you know, that piece of paper that says that you're worth all that time and energy you spent, and now I can make $100,000. Which that's obviously an exaggeration, but I think that, yeah, I just thought that people don't and still don't need college to be successful, but unfortunately that's the way that our society kind of works and is set up. So that was kind of my negative thoughts towards college. Didn't really have any positive ones, but yeah, once I stepped in, I just thought that it was awesome. You know, I was being forced to step outside of my comfort zone and to learn, and I love learning and meeting new people and being around different people and stuff like that. So, okay, so those are all the questions that I'm going to answer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed getting to kind of learn a little bit more about my college experience and what I'm doing and how it's working, because I know, again, it's very different than how most people who, you know, are fresh out of high school and going into college is just a much different experience. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other questions, make sure you guys leave them in a comment. I'll be sure to answer them. If I didn't explain something very clearly or if I forgot something, just if you have any questions, let me know. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram. That's my favorite social media app. Love getting to connect and interact with you guys and share my passion for photography. So make sure you guys follow me on there, and also subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I don't really have a set like video posting schedule. I'm trying to do once a week this summer, but have been without a computer for over 2 weeks. So I'm getting a new one soon, and I want to do like 1 or 2 videos a week. So yeah, that is everything, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!